Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. That's Lower Alabama, wherever you are this morning. And, of course, we hope that you're doing well and you're watching us live this morning on Channel 2 from our studios on South Grundy Street here in Troy at Troy Cable. And, of course, in 8 other counties in the southeast Alabama, we're coming in loud and clear this morning. And by way of the Internet, Facebook has us straight up this morning, live on Facebook in Seattle, Washington this morning. My friends just called in from Seattle, and I just had one call in from Santa Cruz, New Mexico, are watching right now live on Troy Cablevision in Troy, Alabama. This is a Steve Camp production. My good friend Steve Camp has been running this studio for, gosh, I don't know how many, 10, 15, 20 years, I don't know, but he's done a great job of it, and we appreciate him very much. I want to mention a few other things going on. Of course, Alabama getting ready, Auburn getting ready, Troy getting ready, and Troy, I tell you, can't remember a time where they worked any harder getting ready for an opening game. Of course, when you're playing Boise, you better get ready or you're going to be in trouble. And I tell you, Troy's working hard, and that's going to be quite a football game come 22 days from now. Just 22 days left till Christmas. Christmas in my life, I promise you. The only thing that can beat Christmas, Christmas is the only thing that can beat college football. I love Christmas. I hope you're doing well this morning and you're taking it easy and you're sitting back, relaxed, drinking a good hot cup of coffee or getting the kids ready for school. The first day of school, number 1, today from all the city schools in Troy, plus Pike Liberal Arts School. Good morning and welcome to school, young ladies and young men. Hey, you got a bunch more left, and hope you enjoy it. Hope you have a great school year. And, of course, want to mention that the gates to Gibbs Street are open finally. They shut that down for over a month, and now it is open for traffic. So you folks heading to the elementary school this morning can everything's wide open. And then hopefully the new edition of let me give you a name of it, Riddle Pace. I want to say that's Pace Street, but I could be wrong. But that'll be opening very soon around the Trojan Arena and up around the campus of Troy University will be wide open very soon. I think it could be as early as today when they finally open their doors after a long shutdown. That's going to make that a beautiful drive. It's going to just enhance the growth of Troy and enhance the growth of the university by doing what they did. The traffic flow is going to be enhanced tremendously on football games where they can go that way and head east or north, and instead of having to go down to the bottom of the hill on on Elm Street and going through downtown Troy. So a lot of good things are happening, and they're happening for the best, and our city fathers are doing a wonderful job directing our growth in our city. Of course, on Fridays, almost any day during the week, there are lots and lots of traffic going through the bypass here in Troy. And, of course, school at Troy University starts on Wednesday, a little less than a week from today. Classes will be starting at Troy University. Now, you'll think it's starting by the end of the week because you've got your sorority squeal day, which is a day of excitement for all sororities at Troy, and they gather around. And I tell you this, if you've never taken your child, especially you girls out there, you women out there have never taken your little girls to squeal day, you've missed out. I'm telling you. Of course, it's when each girl is they've been rushed all week, and they started rush last week, and it's in full blast this week, and they'll know which sorority that has picked them on Saturday, and they run to their house. You know, they've got all the houses laid out there, and they'll call out their names, and they take off running toward their house, and it's a very exciting part of those young ladies' lives. And I tell you, if you can't get a little emotional about it, watching it, even though you don't have anybody rushing a sorority, I promise you, you'll get excited if you go, because you can't help but feel the excitement, not only of a young lady going into a sorority, but at the same time, starting a college life in Troy, Alabama, and there'll be a lot of parents out there watching and crying and laughing and crying and laughing and crying because their kids, their little girl is off at college, and really that's a big time of their life. And of course, the Sound of the South marching band is practicing right now. It's going on. They'll be out on the field probably in a few minutes. And I went by the other day and I told a guy, I said, gosh, the band sure looks smaller this year. Yeah, he said, oh, that's just the incoming freshmen. And there was probably 100 or more out there, and that was the incoming freshmen or new band participants, because they had to get out there and they had to learn what to do when both bands join each other. And when they join each other, they'll be close to 400. Can you believe that? 400 is what the number I think is. It was 350 last year, and I think they said it's going to be bigger this year, so I'm going to say around 400 band members of the Sound of the South Marching Band, and you'll be hearing them. I tell you, that's another place I recommend that you go, is go by the practice field tonight and sit back and take your easy chair and listen to that marching band get ready for the coming football season. So we're excited. It's all about college life. It's all about high school life and school excitement. It's just a great time to be an American. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Come see us at Don Walker Western Wear. From boots, jeans, and jackets to shirts, hats, and belts, we're your headquarters for Western wear for the entire family. With the largest selection of jeans in town, we carry famous brands like Wrangler, Levi, Carhartt, Ariat, and Cinch. We've also got plenty of styles of boots to choose from, including Justin, Lucchese, Ariat, Tony Lama, Red Wing, Dan Post, and Corral. So come on into Don Walker Western Wear, located on Highway 231 in Troy.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Circle Insurance on Andrews Avenue right here in Ozark, Alabama. Of course, Sam Judah has been in the insurance business a long time, has lots and lots of insurance products to choose from. I would imagine he could insure most anything. Just call him today at Circle Insurance in Ozark. want to mention also First Citizens Bank of Luverne, my good friends William Petrie, Steve Sanders, all that great group of folks are outstanding people and been in the banking business a long time. They have a beautiful, beautiful bank just off Main Street in downtown Luverne, and I promise you one of the strong local banks in Alabama, First Citizens Bank of Luverne. The Huddle House, I could not tell you. If you asked me where to go get breakfast this morning, I said, well, what do you want? You want an omelet? Well, there's not but about 50 omelets to choose from at the Huddle House, and they are all delicious. Their breakfast is a knockout, I promise you. If you're looking for a great place for breakfast, 7 days a week, every day of the year, you'll find it at the Huddle House, and we appreciate them very much. Everything they make is good. I mean, their lunches are good. They even have a little steak. They've got a hamburger steak. They have some wonderful food. The Montgomery Advertiser's got Nick Saban throwing the football, and that's something about him that a lot of people don't realize is that he's hands-on at practice. He coaches the secondary, and he throws. I don't know how many passes they say he throws, but he works out with the receivers and the defensive backs, especially the defensive backs, and he throws his own football. Saban is very few coaches out there are hands-on coaching in Division I, big teams like Alabama and Auburn and Georgia and Florida and whatever. You don't see those coaches doing a lot of hands-on stuff like Saban does. Of course, Alabama is getting ready. They'll open up the season on the 1st. Everybody seems like opens on the 1st except for Jacksonville State. I was at a dinner in Montgomery hosted by Johnny Williams, the executive director of the sports foundation there in Montgomery, and he puts on events every year, and they have teamed with ESPN. In fact, Johnny is actually employed by ESPN, and he, of course, has the bowl game, the Camellia Bowl, which has been a very big success. Well, last year he started something different. He said, let's do something for some of these mid-level or these Division I AA programs, and let's have an early game. Well, they've got Jacksonville State last year, played Chattanooga in the first game, and Jacksonville State is coming back again for this year, and they'll be playing North Carolina Central in what should be a pretty good team. Game. North Carolina Central was the only undefeated football team in America last year, and they'll be going up against Jacksonville State, a very good team. Of course, they've got that big band. They claim they march over 500 people. Can you believe that at Jacksonville State? They have a great band, no question about it. And they, of course, that game is scheduled for Saturday night, the 25th day of August. And it should be a lot of fun to go up to the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery to see that game. And like I said, it's the first college football game of the year. Jacksonville State going up against North Carolina Central. Mike, you could throw away the records, couldn't you?
When who plays? Jack State, North Carolina Central?
Yeah. I was at a banquet, a nice gathering yesterday in Montgomery as they kicked off they're getting ready just in less than 2 weeks. You've got Jacksonville State and North Carolina Central playing in the ESPN's first ball game of the year.
I wonder where North Carolina Central is located.
Well, I heard them say, and they claim they've got 12,000 students. That's a pretty big school on campus for North Carolina Central. And another thing they claim is, Mike, they claim that that they were the only undefeated team in the nation last year.
Well, I'm pretty sure Central Florida was undefeated.
Yeah, and of course, Central. Yeah, that's right. Central Florida was undefeated. You're exactly right, my friend. But in the that might have been a mistake by.
They were in 1AA.
Yeah, they're 1AA. Yeah, and of course Jacksonville State, for years and years was our big rival. They claim they march over 500 people in their band now, Mike.
Jack State does?
Yeah, they say it's the largest band in America.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
That's what Johnny Williams was saying. But I told him, I said, the Sound of the South would still blow them off the field. I'm not a big Jacksonville State fan, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for that, but they've been my enemy for as long as I can remember. Even when I went to college there for a semester.
North Carolina Central's in Durham, North Carolina.
Durham, North Carolina.
Right there next to Duke. And
well, they're located the same place where Duke is. They're not Mike, that's wrong, isn't it?
Says their location's Durham, North Carolina.
Durham, North Carolina. Okay, so they're in a big town. You know, Florida A&M's located in the same town Florida State's located in. You know.
That's right.
And but that's going to be big for Jacksonville. They'll have national television. You can't get much better exposure than that. Don't you agree?
No, it says they have 9,000 students.
Who is that, Jacksonville?
No, North Carolina Central.
Oh, okay. Is the AD said they had 12,000.
Well, that's just, I'm doing Wikipedia.
Oh, yeah, I agree. You're probably more accurate. They've got to say they got.
I mean, I think that'd be a good game, you know, for fans to come out in Montgomery.
I think you and I will ride down for that, Mike. That might be fun, and I know one thing will be fed well.
You would be riding up, and I'd be riding down.
Well, I'm supposed to be in Birmingham that weekend. I tell you one thing we can be assured of: we'll be fed. We will be fed and fed well.
I'm coming to Troy for the weekend to see you guys, see the family, and hang out by the pool.
Is that why I've been scrubbing the? Is that why I've been scrubbing the pool all day yesterday and cleaning everything up? You know, to get ready for you and your family.
I can't remember the last time I spent a night in Troy. It's been a long time.
Well, what we're going to do, we're going to go to the.
I hope I can go watch practice on Saturday.
We're going to go watch the scrimmage on Saturday, hopefully. I don't know if I can ever remember Troy working any harder than they're working right now.
They had a day out in the community yesterday where they went to the College Senior Center and
yeah.
I think went to the nursing homes and
I think that's wonderful.
Went out to go see different people throughout the community. Yeah.
This guy thinks of everything. I'm telling you, Coach Brown thinks of everything and does a wonderful job. We just appreciate him so much.
I mean, I'm just glad we got him for another year. To be honest with you, I thought we were going to lose him last year.
That's right. And, of course, you know, he's got a challenge. He's got young quarterbacks that are pretty impressive looking. There's another quarterback, Mike. His name is Gunnar Watson. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. The kid out of Georgia.
He's a kid out of Georgia. He's 6'5" or 6'6". He weighs about 210 or 215, and he can hum it, buddy. And it's going to be hard to redshirt him. I mean, I think he's that good, it's going to be hard to redshirt him. But what they would like to do, and it makes all the sense in the world, and you can name a lot of good players that have done it, they'd like to gray shirt him, red shirt him, and then after the third year, he's ready to go.
So they did with Corey Robinson and Brandon Silvers.
That's right. Did the same thing with those guys, and you saw
what
they did.
On Brandon Silvers, is he trying to play anywhere, or is he just done?
I don't know. I think he's trying to play. You know, at times he could throw it. He looked as good as anybody in the country, you know, Troy's ever had. You know, at times.
I mean, his last game in the New Orleans Bowl, I mean, he was lights out.
I know he was. He's got the ability. He's got a lot of ability, and I got my North Carolina attire on today, Mike. So that means what color am I wearing?
Baby blue.
Baby blue. Yeah, baby blue, and I've chuckled because I've tried to come up with a different college team every day. Of course, Saban's pictured here, Mike, throwing the football. That's nothing uncommon, is it?
No, he loves to throw the defensive backs.
Well, I mean, and you know, and he is what you call hands-on. You know, he is a hands-on football coach. A lot of coaches don't do that. Can you see Malzahn throwing to his receivers?
I mean, I'm sure he throws the ball in certain drills, I would imagine.
Yeah. Malzahn first. We first heard about Malzahn. When was that, Mike? When he had a promising quarterback that was playing at Arkansas, and if you remember, he won.
Mitch Mustaine, yeah.
And that kid won the first 8 games he played in. Is that right? And then quit.
Then he transferred to USC.
Then he transferred to USC and didn't play. But his high school coach was Malzahn. Is that right? We're telling you a story, ladies and gentlemen, of how Malzahn got where he is today.
Well, it's kind of funny, he was at Springdale, Arkansas, and, Jeremy Pruitt kind of went the same route. Jeremy Pruitt was at Hoover High School.
Yeah.
And then got into college ball. And,
wait a minute. Malzahn won at what did you say again? Tell me again then.
I said it's the same thing Jeremy Pruitt's done. Jeremy Pruitt was at Hoover High School as a defense coordinator, and now he's the head coach at Tennessee. So, I mean, Malzahn actually, went from Auburn's offensive coordinator to the head coach at Arkansas State and then back to Auburn.
Yeah. But now he quit when Mustang transferred. Did Malzahn stay on?
He went to Tulsa.
He went to Tulsa and coached with a pretty good football coach at Tulsa, Mike, that knew a lot of offense. You remember that?
Well, he was with, I think, Cragforth.
Yeah, he was. Well, all right, but he also.
And then Graham, but Graham was a defensive coach.
Yeah, but Graham went out to Arizona and coached somewhere out there, didn't he?
Well, Graham was at Rice.
That's right, and scored a lot of points at Rice.
Yeah.
And Malzahn, all right.
Beat him in the New Orleans Bowl, but Graham was known as a defensive coach.
Yeah. All right, then comes Malzahn. After Arkansas, he went to Tulsa, and then where did he go?
He went to Auburn as offensive coordinator.
Went to Auburn as offensive coordinator, left Auburn as offensive coordinator, and went to Arkansas State as the head coach. Is that right?
Yeah, then he came back, but he, of course, the head coach after Chiswick got fired.
Was he? Did he actually come from Arkansas State to Auburn as a head coach?
He did.
And of course, that's the story of Malzahn, and he's done pretty well since, wouldn't you say?
Well, he's making $7 million a year, and lost 4 games. He's lost 4 games 5 straight years.
Auburn folks don't want to hear that, Mike.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the guy's making $7 million, and I mean,
bless his heart, he's making only $7 million. Is that what he's making now?
Malzahn is 52 years old. He's a graduate from Henderson State University.
Henderson State, yeah. You know, if we'd stayed in, let me tell you something, if we'd stayed in Division II, we would have played against him. And, you know, we had people that wanted to stay in Division II. Did you know that?
I know. But, I mean, he says playing career from 94 to 95. He actually, 94 to 85, he played at Arkansas. I don't know if he played. He might have been a walk-on.
Played at Arkansas? Yeah.
And then 87 to 89, he played at Henderson State.
Yeah. And then he got into coaching business. And I was with Tommy Tuberville yesterday and really enjoyed him. He's a real personable guy, and he spoke to the group, and then we were able to talk to him, and he and Johnny Williams go pretty far back. Tommy Tuberville and Johnny go. In fact, Johnny put in Tommy Tuberville's defense at Troy when he was first hired to come to Troy as a defensive coordinator. He got most of his information in the 3-4 defense from Malzahn. Malzahn was where, Mike?
Yeah, what a lot of people don't realize, Tommy Tuberville was...
No, I mean from Tuberville. I mean, he got most of his information from Tuberville, who was the defensive coordinator at Miami.
Yeah, Miami. Yeah, he coached Ray Lewis and all those guys.
That's right. And he talked about Ray Lewis and how Ray Lewis, nobody wanted Ray Lewis. He said he was 5'11", he weighed 212, and he said nobody wanted him. But he said, I saw some fire in his eyes, and Ray Lewis became probably maybe without a doubt, the most feared linebacker in NFL history. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, one of them, no doubt.
But he was just an ordinary college player. He was not a great college player at all. He was just ordinary.
Here's Malzahn's. No, he was a great college player.
Oh, he was?
First-round pick, yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Ray Lewis was a first-round pick?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. He was
This
phenomenal.
guy's constantly throwing stuff back in my face, ladies and gentlemen.
Malzahn's head coaching record is 54-25. He was 9-3, and at Arkansas State, and then let's see, he didn't coach in the bowl game. He went ahead and went to Auburn. And then his first year at Auburn, of course, they went to the national championship. They were 12-2. 2014, Malzahn was 8-5, lost in the Outback Bowl. 2015, they were 7-6. They won the Birmingham Bowl. 2016, they were 8-5, lost in the Sugar Bowl. 2017, they were 10-4, lost in the Peach Bowl. So that's his record so far.
Yeah, that surprised me.
So four out of the last 4 years, he's lost 5, 6, 5, and 4.
You know, the experience I had with him, Mike, was when he was at Arkansas State. Did I tell you about that?
You talked to him on the golf cart.
We talked to him on the golf cart right before the game. He wanted to talk regular. I mean, just he was the one initiated the talking, and we talked for about 5 minutes, and then they had the national anthem, and he said, "Well, I got to go."
That's hard to believe that he's 1-4 in bowl games. That's not very good.
I know that's bad. That's not good at all.
One time he coached the bowl game. I don't know if you remember in the Outback Bowl when they went 8-5, but Barry Alvarez, who was the athletic director of Wisconsin, they lost their coach. Brett Billman left.
That's right, and he coached that game.
Alvarez came out of retirement. He was their athletic director, and he beat Malzahn. That's hard to believe.
I tell you what, he's a great coach. And Wisconsin's always good in a bowl game. I don't know what they do, but they always play well. Mike, I got a great show coming up this morning, and we're on fire. First day of school, and nobody any better to come to talk to us is the guy that's head of the PTO at Troy Elementary School, Mike. I would have to say one of the largest elementary schools in the state of Alabama is located on Gibb Street in Troy, Alabama. We'll be back in just a moment to talk to a man that's on fire for Troy City Schools.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
The new Smokehouse Pizza from Little Caesars is our first pizza with 3 smoked meats. So we got barbecue champion Big Mo Queson to test it out. 8-hour smoked brisket.
Certified beefified.
10-hour smoked pulled pork.
Certified hoggified.
Applewood smoked bacon.
Certified baconfied.
Drizzled with tangy barbecue sauce plus a Smokehouse seasoned crust.
Certified smokified.
The new Smokehouse Pizza. Only $9 and only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Come see us at Don Walker Western Wear. From boots, jeans, and jackets to shirts, hats, and belts, we're your headquarters for Western wear for the entire family. With the largest selection of jeans in town, we carry famous brands like Wrangler, Levi, Carhartt, Ariat, and Cinch. We've also got plenty of styles of boots to choose from, including Justin, Lucchese, Ariat, Tony Lama, Red Wing, Dan Post, and Corral. So come on into Don Walker Western Wear, located on Highway 231 in Troy.
5 or 6 sheep at their house, yeah.
Back to our show, and it's time to get ready. Trojans everywhere. We are Charles Henderson High School of Troy, and Caleb Dawson is the quarterback. 6'2", 202, from downtown Eufaula, Alabama. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, Mike.
And, of course, Caleb Dawson, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know him, you will know him because he is a go-getter in our community. And
thank you.
Caleb, first of all, tell us a little bit about what you're here for, and then I want to find out where you came from.
Well, I'm here to tell everybody in town about the Troy Elementary School PTO. We support our school, we support our students, we support our teachers, and by doing that, we support our community. No school is successful without parents and being involved. And when parents when parents can spend time in the school, it helps their kids, but it also helps the kids whose parents maybe don't have time to volunteer as much, because we're in it together. Educating these kids is the responsibility of our whole community.
Well, I tell you this, your town and your community is as strong as your public schools. You've got to keep strong public schools in your community. I've just seen so many examples of towns that did not, and what has happened to those communities now. You know, we pay a lot of money. The taxpayers pay a lot of money for public education, and to not support that effort that the state is making to our communities, we're in trouble. And we need people like you who have children in public schools. You want to try to make it the best you can be.
We need people like us. We need people who don't have kids in school, grandparents, people who are thinking about starting a family. There's a chance for everybody to get involved with our public school system.
Well, tell us what you got going. And of course, I know you're the president of the PTO at Troy Elementary School.
That's right. I'm president this year. We got a great board. We got a bunch of great volunteers. The next thing on our calendar is our meeting on August 21st. That's at 5:30 p.m. in the library at Troy Elementary. Everybody's invited. We'd love for if you got time, if you come in late, that's okay. If you got to leave early, that's okay, because everybody's busy these days. Come to our meeting. We're going to be making decisions about how to spend the money we raise. We're going to be talking about ways to help our teachers and students. After that, on August 25th, that's a Saturday, starting at 8 a.m., we're going to be working there's a nature trail behind Troy Elementary School. We're going to be working to build some benches in the outdoor classroom at that nature trail. We can use all the help we can get. If you're handy, if you're not handy, it doesn't matter. If you can work a shovel, we can use you.
Yeah.
We're working together with CGI on that project.
That's great.
We're going to get some help from them with labor help. They're also helping to buy. They're also buying the materials we're using that day. So, you know, when we work together with the business community, we can make some really great things happen.
Well, I tell you, you know, everybody everywhere in public education, you've got to have good parent and local support of these schools. I mean, not only financially, but like you said, you know, going out and working and making some things happen to make that campus look better and more efficient. And, you know, when I said up front that Troy Elementary School is one of the largest elementary schools, maybe in Alabama,
it's up
in
the
one
top.
building, one building, maybe the largest.
Right around 1,200 students.
In one building, ladies and gentlemen, and it is one large building. Mike, have you ever walked that? Let me tell you, you can walk from one end of that building to another end and back, and I think it's a half a mile or something.
Is that right?
Like that.
Well, it's a wonderful facility, and it's getting close to 30 years old, but you couldn't tell it by walking through there, because it's our city and our school system have done a really good job of taking care of that building.
Well, and of course, Troy is growing.
There's a building next to it. What is that? Is that for the younger kindergarten kids?
That's right. That's all part of the same school. That's the Hank Jones Early Childhood Center. I think I'm using the right name.
And that's fourth and fifth. Is that right?
No,
I mean, not fourth and fifth, but 4 and 5 year olds.
That's right. Yeah. Pre-K and kindergarten are in that building, and then it goes up. Then the school goes up to 6th grade.
Troy does have pre-K. You can go to school at 4.
Yes, you have to pay. But it's both of my kids went to pre-K.
All right. So what you do as a 4-year-old, you have to pay at a 4-year-old. And then it starts as 5-year-old.
That's right. Kindergarten is 5.
I mean, the state starts paying for it after they're 5-year-olds.
That's right.
I'll tell you what, that helps parents though, because I spend, so much money on daycare for my two little baby girls up here in Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? No telling how much it does for the parents out there.
Right. And educational outcomes for kids who are enrolled in pre-K are proven to be better. You know, they, as a group, they perform better as they get on up in education. And
Troy is so fortunate to have that facility, which is separate from the big building. And like I'm saying, I'm not taking away from that first through fifth grade. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
And in the regular building, and it's something that if you have never been in it, you need to go because you'll be totally impressed.
Oh yeah, and you know, Miss Sims, our principal, always says the community that facility is open to the community. So if you want to check it out, if you're making a decision about where to educate your kids, please take the time to stop by and meet the administrators and let them show you around, because you'll have a really good experience spending time in the school.
Back when my children were in school here in Troy in the public schools, and the times that I would try to visit them were usually on Wednesdays. Mike, what happened every Wednesday?
They serve like fried chicken? I don't know.
That's exactly right. This guy knows me like a book. Fried chicken day. And that fried chicken at that school is the best fried chicken. You know, they just rated all these fried chicken places, and congratulations to the Chicken Shack in Luverne for winning the statewide award for the best chicken in town or in the country. And Red Schoolhouse was a very close second. But Mike, that elementary school chicken was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I always was really nice to the lunchroom ladies because they'd always give me a little bit more.
Oh yeah, But ladies and gentlemen, we're being a little facetious this morning, but it is that good.
Square pizza they used to cut back in my
I think I had some square pizza last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
The school menu is posted online at the Troy City Schools website.
They serve food today. That's a whole day.
It's the first day of school today.
You know,
one thing about Troy we always talked about, especially when I lived in Troy, and I would be so sad those mornings when it was 18, 19 degrees and those kids walking to school. Is there ever going to be a day in Troy where we can find a way to get these kids to school?
Man, I'm so glad you asked, because one of the things we're talking about in the PTO is what's our responsibility as parents and as a community to to help push for the kind of changes that we know will benefit our students.
I think it is huge. Mike, I think you just opened up a can of worms, my friend. Hey, that needs to be addressed, because these kids do not need to be walking, especially in cold weather, but some of the distances they have to walk.
Can you imagine being a parent and looking out, and maybe you're in a family that has one car, and you look out the window at 7:30 on a Monday morning and it's cold and raining? You're not going to send your kid out to walk out to school in that weather, because you love that kid and you don't want to. And if they do, say it starts raining on the way to school while they're walking, they get to school and they're soaking wet, they're not going to learn that day. So they're not going to learn until they dry off, at least.
Yeah, let me tell you something, and the superintendent and I are good friends, and he's a hard-nosed guy, but I think this needs to be addressed. I think we need some kind of a way to pick kids up and take them to school inside the city limits. Now, outside the city limits, I think they do have bus.
And we don't have to reinvent the wheel, because most other school systems around us do have buses. If the towns around us can manage it, then we ought to be able to manage it too.
Exactly right, Mike. That's a good question to ask, because that's something that hopefully in the future, one day it'll be totally, because the facility, it's a pretty good walk from South Brundage, Montgomery Street, all the way to the elementary school. That's a pretty good walk.
Yeah. And that's something that we can.
On Crow Hill, man, and I couldn't even walk to the junior.
Oh, I know it. You're the only fella I know that had to have somebody take you, and you didn't live but about a stone's throw away.
Well, we have to engage our leaders on this. We have to say it's time to.
Boiler school, I'd have gone every day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But we have to say as a community, hey, what will it take to make this happen? And it may not happen overnight, but.
All right, now where did you come to? You've been in Troy how long now?
10 years.
10 years. So
Yes,
you've
sir.
been around for a while.
Yes.
And you couldn't wait till the day that you had kids in elementary school so that you could be president of the PTO. Is that right?
Well, once our kids got out of diapers and started sleeping through the night, life got a little simpler, and we got involved. My wife and I did.
Your wife and you both from Eufaula?
No, my wife's from Montgomery.
Yeah.